Hey everybody, it's Donna. Come on in at Donna's Sewing Circle. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. If this is your first time here, please subscribe so you don't lose me in the great big world of the web. What I'm doing today is day 2 of a 7-day course teaching the Pinwheel Quilt. It's a beginner's quilt, and you can get this free on my website. Link is in the description and in the comments. Go to my website, download the pattern, and then you can print it. The best way to print it is landscape on a regular sheet of paper, landscape, and both sides. So it comes out on both sides of your paper. And the easiest way for me to do it was to take it to the library, because when I printed it on my printer the other day, it printed it half the size of my sheet of paper, and the print was too small to read. But when you go to the library, they know how to print it and it comes out properly. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This is day 2, and I found an error on my pattern. I don't know how I did it, but when you see where it says how many pieces to cut, yesterday we did that, and I said we needed 13 of the blue for the pinwheel and 13 of the green for the pinwheel. That's not true. We do need 26 of these because that's how many blocks there are. But every other block is a pinwheel. And if you add 13 and 13, it's 26. So we do not need 13 and 13. We need 6 and 7. So you decide which one you want more pinwheels of. Actually, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whatever fabric you want to do down the center is the fabric you want to have 7 10-inch blocks. So I'm going to choose this fabric for the main fabric down the center. And also on my pattern, if you notice, this one is this color. I'm going to change it. This one needs to be the green, and this one needs to be a green, or whatever color you're using for your pattern. I think it will make it look much more cohesive, a lot better. So today what we're going to do is we're going to pin the blocks together, and then we're going to sew the blocks together. So come on in, I'll show you how to do that. So what you could do is take an ink pen, take a pen, one that works would be good. And if you've already printed the pattern before I fixed it, because I'm going to fix it today, but if you've already printed it, change that 13 to 6 and the other one to 7. That way you don't confuse yourself. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So actually there's 25 blocks, so we'll have one extra, which is fine. I always like to have one extra. So I need 7 of these. I'm going to go ahead and count them out, or I will be pinning all of them and realize my error. Now I need 6 of these. Okay. So these are extras. I could do another quilt. I've got enough for another quilt. I don't have enough of this fabric for another quilt. All right, I've got 26 of these, 6 of these, and 7 of these. So what we need to do, I'll move these out of the way. What you need to do, I'm going to iron this. There's a couple of pieces of these green that still need ironing. We put this right sides up. We take one of these, right sides together. See how the right sides are touching? And then I put a pin in all 4 corners. I'm going to put it about 1.5 inches away from the edge. That way when I'm sewing, I'm not having to remove pins as I go. See, that's all you need. Set it aside. The reason I'm putting it so far away from the edge is so when I sew, because I'm going to sew along the edge. I don't have to move my pin. Okay, I have the green finished. Now we're going to do the secondary color. Put it face up and put the other color right sides together. I have 7 of these blocks.
Come on in, stay a while, trade your troubles for a smile, pull up a chair, rest your soul.
Okay, so they're all pinned. Now, the next step, we're going to sew every corner all the way around. We're going to sew all 4 sides closed. I made at the sewing machine. Okay, before we start, right here in the instructions, we're doing step 1, where it tells you to sew. Where are we? Right here. It tells you to sew all the way around it, 1/4 inch. That's what we're doing today. So what we do, I sew along the edge of my foot. I follow that. I'll go forward 3, back 3. That locks the stitch. And then I'm going to go all the way. And I follow the edge of my fabric. When I get to the corner, right there, I leave the needle down. I pick my foot up and I turn my fabric. And I follow the edge of my foot again. Notice where my pins are. I don't have to remove them. Needle down, foot up. Turn the fabric. Continue. I'm at the end. Needle down, foot up. Turn the fabric. Continue. Okay, I'm at the end of the fabric. Now I go backwards 3, forwards 3. That locks my fabric, locks my stitch. Don't cut your thread. We're going to create a chain. So with my needle down, I'm going to pick my foot up and I'm going to slide this fabric right next to that one. See how I did that? So forward 3, back 3, go to the end of the fabric. Needle down, foot up, turn, sew to the end of the fabric. Needle down, foot up, turn. Needle down, foot up. At this point, if you want, you can cut your You can cut your thread here and lay the first one aside. You could create the chain I was telling you, but with you turning the fabric so much, you're just dragging that chain with you. But don't cut it off right away. Wait till you sew at least 1 or 2 strips before you cut it off. Backwards, forwards, foot up, needle down, feed it in there, fabric along the edge of my foot, forward 3, back 3, needle down, turn, cut the fabric if it's in your way, cut the thread rather. Lay that one aside also. Use your hands as steering wheels. Do not grab your fabric back here behind it and pull. That stretches your stitch, makes your stitches uneven. So you got to do it from the front. Foot up, line the fabric here, fabric's even here. Forward 3, back 3, lock your stitch.
Come on in, stay a while, trade your troubles for a smile. Pull up a chair, rest your soul. We'll thread the needle nice and slow, watch our sweet projects grow. Stitch by stitch and seam by seam, where every stitch tells a little story, and every friend is family. So come on in and stay a while.
Okay, got all of them done. Now let's go back to the other table and put the pins, take the pins out. Okay, this is what it should look like. You should have a seam around all 4 edges. So let's take the pins out. You like my pin cushion? I have a class. I taught it several sessions ago. If you go back in my playlist, you can find it. It's in the beginner sewing lessons. I'll show you how to make one. Also, if you go back into my description and in the comments, you'll see a link to my Donna's Sewing Circle website. And if you look on my website, you'll see that I have workbooks that I've published. if you want to purchase any of them. I have one on beginner sewing, one on beginner quilting, and one on beginner upcycling. What are you guys interested in? Are you interested only in the quilting classes I offer? Are you interested in sewing classes, upcycling classes? I'd like to know. That way I can plan the future classes, what you all are interested in learning. I did have a suggestion on doing a class on the wedding ring quilt. And years ago, let's see, 15 years ago, I made a pattern. 15 years ago, I made a pattern on the wedding ring. And I couldn't figure it out because I was still a new sewist back then, new quilter. So, and I wanted the pattern very badly because we were coming up on our 5th wedding anniversary and I wanted to make a wedding ring quilt. I don't have it up here. Maybe one day I'll pull it out and show it to you. But I couldn't figure out how to physically sew one. So I made it applique. So I've got an applique pattern to make the double wedding ring quilt. So if that's something you're interested in, comment below. Let me know that you're interested in learning the double wedding ring applique pattern. And I'll get it ready to go because I've never made a pattern for it. I just did it for myself. So, but I am willing to get a pattern together and teach it if that's something you're interested in. Okay, back to our pattern that we're on now. Okay, so what we're going to do, you have all four edges sewn together. I'm going to line this up. If you have a mat like mine, this gray circle right here is 10 by 10. So I can line my fabric in there, 10 by 10. Take my ruler, put it from one corner to the other corner. Take your rotary cutter, cut it. Press down hard, you do not want it to move. Now you take this and go to the other corner. See what I did? And now I cut this corner. Okay, so now I've got 4 pieces. Okay, so we're going to stack these up and cut all my pieces that are just sewn together. If you have some uneven like this is right here, can you see it? Don't worry about it. It all washes out in the end. Right now we just want to put it in the square and cut it. If you do not have a cutting mat like mine, just square it up. You want your ruler from corner to corner. Isn't that cool? You guys was probably wondering what the heck I was doing. Sewing all 4 pieces together like that. Now you know. You just learned something that many quilters take years to learn. So you're ahead of the curve, even as a beginner. When you're operating your rotary cutter, you want to have as little distractions as possible around you. I learned the hard way when my children were young, probably about the time I was doing that wedding ring quilt. So about 15 years ago, I was cutting quilt pieces on the kitchen table, and I had a young child. He was probably 10, maybe. And he wanted my attention, and I was very concentrating on my quilting. He kept saying, "Mom, Mom, look, Mom, 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 look, look, Mom, look." Finally, out of frustration, I'm cutting. I have my thing here. I'm cutting, and I said, "What?" Only it wasn't my thumb; it was this finger. And I had a nice cut in there. I asked my son the other day if he remembered that. He said, "No." I don't know if it traumatized him so bad that he forgot it, or if it just didn't bother him much at all in the first place. But I've learned when you're cutting, don't have distractions. If somebody's hollering at you, stop cutting to pay attention to them. Don't cut and look away. Always have your eyes focused on what you're doing. And you can really only should cut one block at a time. Don't stack 2 or 3 on there, because each block is a little different, and you could be cutting something uneven if you try and do more than one block at a time. Just take your time, enjoy the peace and quiet, or put some music on, or your favorite TV show. Just enjoy the peace and quiet. Another quilt that I teach it's also the Pinwheel Quilt, but I teach quilt as you go. I've had several students clamoring for it. I get several students a year that want to learn how to do it. If that's something you're interested in, also put that in the comments, and I can get that ready. Of course, I can only do one class at a time, so it may be a little while, because each class is at least 7 lessons. Now, what I want to do, I haven't figured out how to do it yet, is join all the classes so they feed right into another automatically. I don't know if the playlist does that when you finish one, if it'll start the next one. I don't know. I'm still new at YouTube and trying to figure it out. If anybody's got answers, I'd love to hear them. Hopefully your space is big enough to allow you to do this, so you don't have to move your mat. Okay. Now, are you ready? So ironing is next. Okay, when you iron, I'll open it like a book, and I'll leave it partially open. Got my hand on this one. I iron this down, and then I'm slowly opening the fabric like a book. And then I iron that down. I usually iron my back down. Some people like to open it. I do not. And I'll leave that there. It'll be like extra ironing. When the stack gets a little bit on it, I'll move it aside and start a new pile. I don't iron, or rather, I don't spray liquid on every piece. The spray, I get it from Walmart. I absolutely love the scent. Anytime the fabric gets warmed up after you've sprayed it, until you wash it, of course, it has the most beautiful scent. And because I put it on my blanket, on my ironing table, even when I don't use that, it releases the scent. Makes my sewing room smell delicious. I love the scent. I have bought Febreze in the past, and it's just not the same. This is the most beautiful scent. Febreze just doesn't It just doesn't do it. If you end up trying it, let me know. Let me know what you think of it. I use it instead of starch. All right, one color done. All right, we got them all ironed and ready. All right, ladies, if you've been following along, this is the end of step 2, lesson 2. You should have all your half triangles. You should have them all ironed. Tomorrow, lesson 3, we're going to start making pinwheels and sewing them together. And if we have enough time, we're also going to make our strips. So that's lesson 3. So stay tuned. God bless, and I'll see you all tomorrow.